Meta, the parent company of the most widely used social networks in the world. These social networks connect millions of people and are basically the equivalent of doing drugs on your brain. However, Meta also does a bunch of other cool stuff, like making AI glasses, having research labs, and burning billions of dollars hyping up VR. Speaking of burning cash, the company has been significantly spending on AI, which has caused the stock price to go down more than my chances of getting employed. Anyway, even though it is part of the Mag 7 and one of the most valuable companies in the world, I do not believe in Meta, and here's why. As I mentioned in my Reddit thesis video, social networks have one huge problem: multi-homing. Basically, a single user can be on multiple social networks without any consequence, which in turn decreases the screen time in each social network. As a result, the ad revenue that Meta can receive is divided among other social networks. Even worse, if another social network pops up, it will divide the ad revenue even more. And unlike Reddit, Meta's social networks are more typical and lack the tools to effectively combat multi-homing. Considering this is Meta's largest source of revenue, the company is basically on a delayed deathbed. Even worse, the company is spending its current revenue on the current big fad in town, AI. AI is the hot new technology, promising whole new forms of innovation and delivering a huge chunk of unemployment. Every big company wants a slice of this juicy new trend. However, for some companies, it makes sense to have their own AI model. For others, not so much. And Meta is in the latter category. It decided to spend huge chunks of its capital into AI, refocusing company research into AI, hiring professionals in AI, and building massive data centers for AI. The problem is that this costs us a huge amount of money and creates a massive debt and Meta's normally huge profit margins. Now, my main issue isn't with this investment itself, it's why. True, AI is a disruptive new technology and puts certain platforms at risk, especially ones that rely purely on factual information or transactions. But Meta's platforms are social networks. People do not just come here to get news. They come here to talk to other people or get high on watching reels and posts. It makes sense to ask AI how unemployment looks because that is measurable and relatively factual. But it does not make sense to ask AI to go to your Instagram to ask what your homies have texted you. It's like you're sitting with bros at a nice place and instead of listening to them, you prompt Claude to record them. The logic also applies to Reels. You're not going to tell AI to doom scroll for you. You want to doom scroll yourself. Consequently, Meta was not at threat with the expansion of AI, making the huge AI investments even more confounding. Meta has lots of data. While its quality may not be the best, it is still data that AI models can learn from. Considering the number of companies making AI models, the potential cash flow from licensing the data can be enormous. In addition, Meta's social data will always be valuable to AI companies because the way people talk, the topics talked about, and the memes change as new generations arrive on social networks. So, AI companies will always have something new to learn from Meta's data. Another even bigger opportunity Meta has is its AI glasses. These AI glasses are part of what I like to call platform enabling devices or PEDs. As an example, think of the iPhone. Most people have it, but its value is not only in it being a phone. In fact, most of the stuff we do on it, we do it with apps not owned directly by Apple. Booking a relatively cheap place to stay on Airbnb, looking for jobs on LinkedIn, and rage baiting people on Reddit. All these are separate platforms, but there are players in Apple's iPhone on PED. The benefit of PEDs is that they do not suffer from the chicken and egg problem in most platforms. Let's use Amazon as an example. If a company wanted to copy Amazon, let's call it Amazon 2, they need to get sellers or buyers, but neither one is going to come to Amazon 2 without the other. So Amazon 2 is basically screwed and has to subsidize one side while they build enough supply on the other. But with PEDs, the core is a product. You do not buy a new iPhone thinking of all the apps you can download on it. You buy it because of the new camera, the new chip, or just for flexing. Now, going back to Meta's AI glasses, the core value proposition is the glasses that can use AI or offer some useful features when being out and about. For some people, using glasses like this is the future, and they would be willing to drop the smartphone or at least have both. However, these AI glasses only support certain apps currently, and not everything that you could do on an iPhone, meaning the platform is not at its max potential yet. The AI glasses in particular can help alleviate Meta's other problems. 1. Meta can make the AI glasses compatible with only their social networks, meaning you would not be able to use the likes of Snapchat, TikTok, or, sadly, Reddit. This will allow some synergies, like when you are planning to hang out with friends and on WhatsApp, the glasses will immediately pull up places as with open reservations. This would alleviate at least some of the multi-homing problem, because if users keep their chats within Meta social networks, the AI glasses will give better service, creating data-enabled learning in a way. Second, the AI investment. Instead of trying to compete in the pit of AI moral death battles, Meta can instead become one of the organizers of the death battles. Weird analogy aside, if Meta's AI glasses become successful, the AI model companies will be forced to negotiate on Meta's terms to access the glasses users, similar to what Apple is doing with its iPhones right now. So, no matter which model becomes better, Meta will benefit since they would need it to be in the AI glasses. Moreover, Meta would avoid with the high fixed cost of making the AI models. Meta has problems, but it also has solutions, but it is not doing the solutions. Multi-homing will slowly chip away at the potential profits that Meta can make, and the company is spending exuberant amounts of money on the AI deathmatch pit. Moreover, it ignores the options that could yield a significant advantage for Meta in the long term. Because of all that, I do not believe in Meta. Thank you for watching.